Hey, do banks lie about the mortgages they provide? Do they sort of exaggerate or shade items or sort of leave stuff out? Not really, no. I don't believe they do. But what we've got to recognize as rational people is there's some things they might leave out and some things they might put a little shade on or not tell you everything. So what do I mean by that? All right, let's all just be rational. Bank mobile mortgage reps, they all have different names, but they're all just mortgage reps who earn a commission, who either go to your home or they go visit with realtors or whatever the case may be. They're called mobile. They're all mobile. Okay. So they only have one thing to sell. It's one size fits all. It's their bank mortgage, whether it's TD, CIBC, BMO, RBC, you name it, whoever, doesn't matter. That's all they got. They're not allowed by their contract or the fact they're not properly licensed to sell any other kind of mortgage. Okay, so that's fine, and that's been a something that's been around forever. But that's all they got. They got one thing. That's all they got. Now, conversely, we have the bank branches. And people go into bank branches all the time, less and less every year, sure. But people do go into bank branches and ask about mortgages. Here's the deal. Absolutely nobody in a branch knows anything about a mortgage. They used to 20 years ago, no longer. The only thing the branch people actually understand is RSPs, investments, credit cards, personal lines of credit, and particularly investments. They want to get their hands on your money, okay? And they do little things like foreign currency, stuff like that, but they don't know anything about mortgages. But Ron, why? Well, the banks invented this whole mobile sales force, this whole commission-based mortgage, highly trained specialists to go out and sell their mortgages. So they accepted the branches weren't the right place for it. So this is what they've done. Okay, so with that in mind, talked about somebody in the branch, they don't know. They could probably tell you something wrong because they are not properly trained and they don't know what to say. Now, the mortgage specialists, they range the gamut of somebody who just started 2 Wednesdays ago to somebody who's a 20-year person who's a mortgage expert. I give them that. But what do banks talk about? What is it that they want to say, don't want to say? Where do they sort of shade things out and put things in the front window? All right, it's like this. It's a lot about renewals. And the renewals are at a separate department in the banks, the retention department. But a lot of things have to do with renewals. For instance, you'll get announcements from a bank 6 months before your renewal. Hey, super special, renew now. We'll give you this great deal. It's typically never the greatest deal at all, okay? Or 3 months. Oh, look, you've only got 2 days to decide. Look at this. You're going to take these rates. Okay, no, that's kind of crazy. I mean, and they all try to squeeze you. And here's the key. It's never their best offer. If you take the first offer the bank makes, it is never their best offer. And why would it be? I'm not even mad at the banks about it. Why would they offer you the best offer the first time? If they're in business to make money. But wait, Ron, I'm their lifetime customer. Shouldn't they just love me? No, it's a business. They want to make the best gross margin they can on everybody. So it's never the right first offer. You have to go through the steps of shopping. You have to say, okay, I've gone over to wawa.ca, WOWA.ca, and I found out these rates are available. CIBC is this, and you're my BMO bank, so why can't you give me the CIBC rate? And you got to get into that negotiation. You will never get the best offer the first time. And sometimes they'll say crazy shit like, you've only got 1 day to decide. Really? Like, what is this? Is this like duct cleaning, telephone call? Like, it's kind of like sounds like a scam. 1 day to decide. Now, the real big deal to understand about renewals at a bank is this. They have a right to ask you to make a decision. They have a right to say to you, you have to decide, you're staying with us, you're leaving. If so, what are you taking? They have a right. Now, a lot of people never respond, and every bank has an answer to that. And unfortunately, for some banks, they roll you into a 6-month close at a super high rate, like 7.5%. Okay. Not good, but you can't escape it because you never gave them an answer. So it's important to do your shopping, give them an answer. I'll give you the final most important thing to do on that. You got to get rolled into an open into writing. So you say to them, look, I've got a better deal from CIBC. I'm switching to CIBC. I got a better deal from Butler. I'm switching. I'm leaving you. Okay, that's fine, sir. But make sure look, in case I don't get it done in time, make sure I roll into an open. No problem, sir. We'll make sure. Don't do that. You have to get it in writing. You can't listen to the telephone. You can't listen to what they say. You have to get it in writing. You have to get an email. Yes, sir. You will roll into an open. Here's the rate. Okay. That's what you got to get. Have to get it or you could be in trouble. Now, a couple of other things. It's really important. They will talk to you about penalty. When you're getting the mortgage, they will sometimes talk to you about penalty. And they will talk to you about things like, okay, and the penalty is 3 months interest penalty and what was that, mumble? Or they'll just point at it and you'll see in front it says big bold letters, 3 months interest penalty. But remember, if you're getting a fixed rate mortgage, there is another part to that equation, which is interest rate differential. An interest rate differential could be 12 months interest. You don't know. It could be huge. So make sure you always understand perfectly what you're getting in terms of penalty. Finally, if you're moving and you want to keep your mortgage because you don't want to pay a penalty, I say, I want to move. I'm moving to a bigger house. I need a little bit more mortgage. So what is that? That is called a port, blend, and increase. That is what that is. And when you ask for them for the rate for that, they will give you a rate. Now, listen, it's very important. You've got to shop that rate because even though you're not paying a penalty, the rate is never a good rate. It's never the best possible offer that another bank can offer. So again, you have to go back to your shopping, do your shopping, and then challenge them. Say, hey, I know I'm escaping a penalty, but I'm getting so much better an offer from over here at RBC. I'm getting so much better an offer from them that I could actually afford to pay the penalty and just get a whole brand new mortgage. So what are you going to do? Because remember, on a port and blend and increase, you're never, ever getting a great rate. That's a point where they try to make a little bit of extra profit on you. That's how it works.